Who am I? A long, long time ago, this mysterious question sparked a deep desire to find the only true answer. And so, a magical journey began, full of adventure. Dive in, embark on this magical journey, and find the answer to the biggest question in life. A special journey for children of all ages, for Christians, Hindus, Muslims, and all other faiths. A journey even for those who do not believe. This story is based on the message of Avatar Meher Baba, who helps us overcome all divisions of religion, and who is revered, loved, and cherished by people of all faiths around the world. Are you ready for a journey that may change your life? Who am I? A divine journey, based on the message of Avatar Meher Baba. Written and read out by Jennifer Pflumm. Once upon a time, there was an ocean. This ocean was infinite, calm, and still. All knowledge lay there in this ocean. And just as all knowledge was contained in this ocean, so was all not knowing contained within. All contradictions one can imagine were there, fast asleep inside this ocean, which was so infinite, so calm and still. And then, an unimaginably long time ago, a question suddenly arose in the ocean. Who am I? Since this question arose again and again, the once calm and quiet ocean became agitated. Again and again the question surfaced. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? But poor not knowing could not answer the question, who am I? Because it did not know the answer. And so, not knowing, pondered the question again and again and again. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And yet, since poor not knowing simply did not know the answer to the question, therefore more and more movement arose inside the once so calm and quiet ocean. Just as a drop of the ocean in its droplet form seems separate from the ocean, so not knowing separated itself from the ocean as unknowingness, driven by the great desire to find an answer to the question. Like a seemingly small and single droplet, unknowingness set out on a great journey. Unknowingness passed through various forms of fire and light. Driven by the desire to find an answer, unknowingness gave rise to many different forms of gaseous fog. After spending millions of years believing itself to be all these different forms of gaseous fog, unknowingness realized that although it had taken on the form of gas, it actually was not gas at all. With this realization, unknowingness abandoned its gaseous form. Driven to find the true answer, unknowingness kept searching. In its deep desire, it spontaneously became the first kind of stone. Again, unknowingness spent millions upon millions of years creating various forms of stone. And during all this time, unknowingness believed itself to be stone entirely. After an unimaginably long time, and unimaginably large number of different kinds of stone, unknowingness finally realized that in its true essence, it never was stone itself. Once unknowingness realized that stone was not the answer to the question, "Who am I?" unknowingness let go of the stone form and spontaneously turned into the first kind of metal. Again, unknowingness created an unimaginably large number of metal forms, and over an unimaginably long period of time, believing itself to be metal. Until one day, it finally realized that in its truest, deepest essence, it never ever had been metal either. By now, unknowingness realized that neither gaseous fog, nor stone, nor metal were the true answer to the question. But it so desperately wanted to know who it was. And it so desperately wanted to find the answer to the question, "Who am I?" Its desire spontaneously created the first kind of plant. Having been motionless for so long, unknowingness spent some time as a grass, as a tree, as a bush, as a flower, while it believed itself to be a grass, to be a tree, a bush, or a flower. Firmly rooted in the earth, rocked by the wind and warmed by the sun, unknowingness existed for an unimaginably long time as an unimaginably large number of different grasses, trees, shrubs, and flowers. And then unknowingness realized that in its true essence it was not a plant at all. After experiencing so many plant forms, unknowingness became certain that plant was not the true answer to the question, "Who am I?" With this realization, driven by the great desire to know who it is, unknowingness let go of the world of plants and became a worm. For the first time since the beginning of its journey, unknowingness in the shape of a worm was able to move. It searched for food and multiplied. And so unknowingness changed its shape again and again and again, for an unimaginably large number of times. It continued to evolve through countless different forms of insect and reptiles. It crawled on the ground and flew in the air. And because unknowingness didn't know any better, it believed itself to be a worm, an ant, a caterpillar, or a butterfly. Eventually it realized that in its true essence, it neither worm nor ant, it is neither butterfly nor caterpillar, neither lizard nor crocodile, neither mosquito nor fly, neither bee nor wasp. So unknowingness left all the shapes of insects and reptiles behind, and for the first time became a fish. Again, poor unknowingness spent millions of years evolving into many different forms of fish. Since unknowingness didn't know any better, it swam through the waters as a fish and loved life in the water. For a very, very long time, unknowingness believed itself to be a fish. And as a fish, unknowingness lived through an unimaginably large number of different kinds of fish. Until it finally realized that, even in its innermost being, it is not a fish. Knowing that fish is not the true answer to the question, and still driven to find an answer to the question, who am I? Unknowingness takes a great leap into the air. It dresses itself in an unimaginably large number of different bird forms. The world of birds is so magnificent and diverse. Unknowingness experienced an unimaginably large number of contrasting lives as a bird on the water, in the air, and on the ground, while always believing itself to be a bird. After spending millions of years living as a bird, unknowingness finally realized, in the form of the rooster, that it is not a bird itself. It had led so many different lives as a bird for so many years. It had slipped into so many different, colorful, and magnificent bird costumes. So now unknowingness suddenly became aware. Neither blackbird, thrush, nor finch, neither starling, duck, nor swan, nor rooster is the true answer. Now unknowingness knew, and it was really sure that it is neither gaseous fog nor stone, neither metal nor plant, neither insect nor reptile, neither fish nor bird. Continuing its search for the answer, unknowingness now left the world of birds behind and became a kangaroo. And here too, unknowingness continued to evolve, living through many different contrasting forms of mammals. As a kangaroo, it hopped, As a pig it grunted, as a cat it meowed, as a dog it barked, as a lion it roared, as a cow it mooed, as a monkey it climbed. During all those lives, unknowingness believed itself to be a cow, a dog, a monkey, or a pig. After unknowingness had slipped into unimaginably many mammal forms, it finally realized, all by itself, that its innermost being was neither cow nor dog, neither pig nor kangaroo. Having collected so many different experiences as invisible gas, unmoving stone and metal, as plants, moving insects and reptiles, as swimming fish, as birds on the water, in the air and on the ground, having lived unimaginably many lives as a mammal, unknowingness took on the first human form. All these forms, all animals, plants, stones, all the different metals and gases, yes, even people, were not created all at once. It took an unimaginably long time for everything on this earth to develop as we know it today. Even in human form, unknowingness kept searching for an answer to the question, who am I? And so unknowingness keeps on living many, many different lives as a human being. Sometimes it is rich, sometimes poor, sometimes healthy, sometimes sick, sometimes big, sometimes small, sometimes a man and sometimes a woman. Over a very long period of time, the desires and wishes of unknowingness in human form slowly change. All opposites are experienced in so many different ways. Since they don't know any better, people go through many lifetimes in search of happiness. People tend to seek happiness in power and money, in fame and beauty, in possessions and achievements. Through all the many different lifetimes, unknowingness as a human being experiences more and more love. Over time, unknowingness in human form thinks less and less about itself and its own advantage. It wants less and less power and money for itself alone. Ever stronger grows its wish that everything and everyone in the world may be well. Slowly, unknowingness begins to understand that all happiness is found only through love. Unknowingness senses more and more nothing is stronger, more important, or more valuable than love. In this way, unknowingness in human form evolves more and more, loves itself, begins to love others selflessly, begins to love everything and everyone. It develops the greatest superhero power of all, unconditional love for everything and everyone. This superhero power can only be achieved as a human being. And then, one day, after an unimaginably long time, after so many millions of years, after so many different forms, unknowingness realizes that it has never been anything other than love. All the forms that unknowingness hath lived through were necessary in order to one day, in human form, find the greatest superhero power, divine love within itself. Now, in that moment had come that poor unknowingness had been waiting for such an unimaginably long time. Finally, unknowingness knew the answer to the question, who am I? I am love. I am God. And in that moment, unknowingness disappeared because it became knowledge itself. Unknowingness had become knowingness. Overjoyed and full of love, knowingness now sees itself in every human being, in every animal, in every plant, and in every stone. Everything and everyone is on a long, long journey that ends in divine love and the knowledge, I am God, I am love. All of creation came into being to find this answer. And so, once upon a time, God realized himself by following the question, who am I? From gas to stone, to metal, to plant, to insect, to reptile, to fish, to bird, to mammal, and ultimately to man. And once, in a human life, he became aware of himself. And since that day, the first soul who completed this journey accompanies everyone and everything on their long, long journey to becoming love themselves. Be it gas, stone, plant or fish, bird, fly, donkey or cow, and every single human being. For deep inside of everyone, there rests this great, unconditional, divine love, this superhero power just waiting to be awakened and lived. So that we humans may remember, amidst all our desires, all of our work and all of our chores, to seek the answer to the question, God himself, in his divine love and his all-knowingness, descends onto the earth as Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, or Meher Baba, in order to remind us to live love. We should never forget everything and everyone is destined to become pure divine love one day. In all religions At all times, God reminds us that in every person, be they good or evil, sinner or saint, in the innermost part of their being, hidden behind all ignorance, God Himself is asleep in every heart, just waiting to be awakened by love. And just as it happened to unknowingness when it became knowingness, so it happened to the drop that seemed separate from the ocean when it realized that it had only taken the form of a droplet through a bubble, but at all times, regardless of its droplet's form, always had been the ocean itself.